What is a database? Hmm. Database is a collection of information with respect to specific type. Very good. Okay, so let me just tell you this thing from very basic. So earlier, let's suppose you have some office, or you are running some business, right? Uh, and let's say, or let me give you my example. Let's say, if suppose let's say I'm running some local class, right? So not online class, just a local class. Okay, let's say this is a class. Okay, and I do have several students with me, right? So sometimes I have different batches, right? So let's say I have let's suppose I have four batches, two batches in the morning, two batches in the evening. Let's say one is 9 p.m. batch, then 12 p.m. batch, then let's say 7 p.m. batch, and the 9 p.m. batch. 9 p.m. Okay, 7 p.m. then 9 a.m. then 12 p.m. Let's suppose I have four batches here. A.m. Okay, so these are the batches. Okay, and in each batch, let's say I have five students, right? Let's say five student each batch, five student each batch, or let's say 10 student each batch. So total there are 1 2 3 4 40 students, right? But I don't generally remember which student belongs to which batch. So what I have done is, uh, on the piece of paper, on a piece of paper, let's say I have written like this. This is a 9 a.m. and I have written a name of the student. Let's say student 1, then STUD student 1, then student 2, student 3, student 4, and so on. Okay, and so on. And similarly, I have another page that is for, let's say, I have done a notebook for this. Okay, I have a notebook here, and on one page I have written the student names of 9 a.m. batch, and on another page, let's say I am writing the names of the 12 a.m. batch. Then on another page I am writing the names of 7 p.m. and on another page I am writing. So like that I have four pages. So let's say I have four pages. Okay, but now let's say this is written in a notebook, let's say. But now in the computer era, this kind of thing is actually uh, not feasible thing, because you should not write the things into the notebook, right? You should at least let's open a computer and let's write the things into the Word, right? Let's say MS Word. Okay, so Word, this is a file, and you can write the names of the student. This is quite a better way rather than writing in the notebook, right? But now I want to do some operation. I want to sort something. Like I have the data like this. Let me just see. So I have a student data. I have, let's say, student data, and I want to sort. Let's say sort it according to the city name. Okay, so I want to find I want to find all the student who belongs to same city. Okay, so let's say I want to find all students belong to same street city, let's say Pune. So my students are from some of my students are from Ahmednagar, some of my students are from Pune, some of my students are from other city. Okay, so this is one of my requirement. Or I want to find some student. I want to find some student who are quite brilliant students, some brilliant student, let's say who have marks greater than, let's say, 80%. Okay, so this is my another criteria. Accordingly, or sometimes I may need to find all student whose, let's say, name starts with the letter A. Okay, and like this, if I want to collect the data or recall the data, or let's say I want to find students who joined on or before some specific date. Okay, so like this, these are several things I want to find, or these are several things, or I can say operations that I want to do on my data. So do you think writing in notepad or notebook or in word file or in the normal file will help me this, right? So now there are only, let's say, 40 students. Okay, now there are, let's say, 40 students, and what will happen if I have some more students? Like say I have today I have records of at least 2 to 300 students, right from when I begin the classes. So if I want to do such a operations, right? So just a normal file will not help me, right? So for that, database is a solution. I should have my data properly structured and kept somewhere. Okay, so I should have my data properly structured and kept somewhere. Okay, so now for that we are going to learn a language, and that language is called as SQL. Okay, so that language is called as SQL. Its full form is structure structural query language. Okay, so as long as automation is concerned, I'm going to focus or give more emphasis on the essential part. Actually, SQL is a vast concept. There are so many things in SQL, but I'll be guiding you for the basic queries, as well as I'll be also helping you how to move or how to learn the advanced queries as well. Okay, so this is a structural query language. Fine. So now, uh, in that we are going to learn a concept of tables. So actually, what we have is we have a database. Database is something like a, you can consider like a notebook. Database is a notebook, and each individual page can be considered as table. So database has tables. Okay, so let's represent it on some another diagram. So let me just save as file, let's say new. This is actually, let's say, database. I'll represent this as a database. Now the database actually has multiple tables. Okay, so let's say table 1, then table 2, table 3, table 4. You can have n number of tables inside the database. Tables means nothing but like this, just like we have a table like this. So table has rows and columns. So like this, nothing anything different. So table is just like this. This is table. This table has some columns. Okay, so the table had some columns like this. Okay, so let's suppose this is a table of a student. Okay, so I can store the information of student in this table. So let's suppose we have some different column number, let's say student ID or roll number. Then let's say we have name for the student, roll number, then name. Then let's say we have contact number. Okay, so let me just represent it in here, because in that space, small space, I cannot write it. So roll number, then let's say name, and then we will have, let's say, phone number, then let's say city, and say date of joining, let's say marks. Okay, so several fields I can have in this table. Fine. So this kind of fields, several fields I can have in this table. Let's say this is roll number. I'll use another color. This is a roll number. This is a name. This is phone number. This is, let's say, city. This is a date of joining, and let's say one more column we have for, let's say, marks. Okay, for marks, let's say we have one more column. So like this. So this can be a table in a database, right? And then inside the table I can write, or I can write uh, different let's say student records. So let's say this is student record 1, student record 2, student record 3, right? So in this way actually the database would be there, right? So database will have multiple tables, and tables will have records, like this, as simple as that. Now we have different types of databases. Yes, do you know any database? Let me just or let me tell you from my side. So there are so many databases, like let's say MySQL, then we have Oracle, then we have Postgres. Actually I don't remember the spelling of it. Postgres, let's just see it here. Microsoft Excel. Okay, Excel is not that. Excel is quite different. SQLite is okay, fine. So Oracle is there, and PostgresDB. What is the spelling of it? Postgres SQL is this. Postgres SQL. Okay, so I can have Postgres as well. Postgres SQL. Then actually we have MS SQL. MS SQL. MS SQL is a database by Microsoft, right? Then we have Sybase Sybase. Let me just check the spelling of it. Sybase, S-Y. Okay. Sybase is a database. MongoDB is also there. MongoDB. So unlike there are so many different databases, out of which we are going to learn this MySQL. Okay. So actually the queries are almost same in all of the databases. It's just that yeah, Praful, we can say that Microsoft Excel is actually represents a kind of database, but it is actually not a database, right? But you can say specifically you might have seen MS Access. So that is again actually a database. MS Access. That we can say this is a kind of database. Okay. So Excel is quite a different concept actually. But yes, we can use Excel like a database. Even I stored the records of student in Excel sheet, right? So MS Access can be considered as a database. Okay, so MySQL, Oracle, Postgres, MS SQL, Sybase, there are so many types of databases. So out of which we are going to focus on MySQL because MySQL is free and you can easily install it. Okay, so if in case if your operating system is 64-bit, which I suppose it should have or it should be a 64-bit, so please download MySQL and install it. So MySQL, you'll find MySQL download. Okay, so download SQL from the standard or authorized website of the MySQL. You can go and download it. If you're on Windows, so you can download the MSI installer of it. Okay, this is 32-bit. You should download the 64-bit. That is actually better. Microsoft Windows downloads. Or let me give you the direct link to it. You try searching of it and try installing of it. If you have any issue, then let me know. I'll send you the direct setup on Google Drive. Okay, but before that, you try with your own. Okay, so MySQL, let's say it's 64-bit. Let me just see whether I get the direct link. Yes, I think I got this. So here it is. By the way, which operating systems you have? Can you tell me so that I can specifically give you that link? Yes, what operating system you are using? Windows 10, 7. Yes, Praful is Windows 10. Yes, Priyanka, which operating system you have? 7. Okay, 7. And is it 64-bit? Or you have no idea about it? Okay, then good. Fine. And I think but on 7 I think you need to have some older version. Okay, uh, I'll give you the specific version of it onto your Gmail, right? So just remind me after the class. I'll be sending you the particular version and you can install it and you can have it on your machine. Okay, or if you have any problem, I'll be tell me. I'll be helping you in installing it. Okay, so MySQL, after installation, it will be there into your programs, right? So it will be like this, MySQL. If I type like this, so it will be like a black color window. Okay, so it's quite like this. Actually, Workbench is also there with this, but let me just make you familiar with this. So I'm just bringing its fonts, quite bigger font. Edit, let's say properties 28, 20. Edit. Actually 20 is better. Yes. So this is the MySQL. Can you see this? So the password is root. Okay, so I enter here and now you see this is the command prompt of MySQL, right? So as I said, we should have a database, and inside the database we are going to have tables. Okay, so first we are going to create is database, right? So yes, so I'll write here SQL commands. Okay, so first step is create database. Generally when you have a project on your machine, so one particular project should have one separate database, and it has separate tables inside individually. So let's see how to create a table. Before that, let's see how to see the databases, right? So there is a command here, show databases, put a semicolon, hit enter. So this is going to show me that how my existing databases, right? Some of the databases will be there in advance before you create anything, but some of the databases are there that I have created. This Camilo, Camino, CRM, Employee Portal, Gandhali Badge, Ganesh, HRM, and these all are the databases I have created. Okay, so before we create a database, let me see. There is a command show databases. Okay, the command is self-explanatory. It shows you the database, right? And the second command we will see, create database name. Okay, you give any name to it. So let me just create a database. Let's say create database, and let's say I'm creating a database for my, let's say, Selenium class. So I'll create a database Selenium class. Okay, so enter. Semicolon is must. If you don't give semicolon, it comes like this. On the next line you have to write like this. Okay, something is wrong. Database spelling is wrong. Database spelling. Now you see, uh, you can use the arrow keys to get the previous commands, right? So like this. So let me just show you. If I am here, and you can use the arrow keys like this, up and down keys, right? So you can go to the previous or back um, queries, right? So let's see, I want to create, so I'm here, create database, and then I'm changing it here. It's a Selenium class, and say semicolon, hit enter. Yes, it says query okay, one row affected. It means that this database is created, and you'll observe that the Selenium class, this database is actually not here, right? I have not created here. It is actually alphabetically stored. You can see here there is no database name Selenium class. So what I'll do is I'll again hit the command show database. Now I'm using arrow keys. So to show databases. So hit enter, and you see now here there is Selenium class. You see, so the database is added here. So create database. Now let me just create table. So third command is create table in the database. Okay, so the command is like this. If suppose I want to create a table with these many columns, right? So let's say, okay, I'll not or let it be, I will use, okay, I'll just skip the date of joining part. Or let me just create a database with these many different columns. So let's see what we can add it here. So can I minimize it? Yes, yes. Now just have a look. So create table, command of create table, create table. Okay, then table name, create table name, table name. Let me just write the generalized form of it first, and then we will write the actual command. Okay, so it will be quite like this. Yes, so create table. So create table, let's say table name. Any name you want to give, you can give. Create table name. and into the round brackets you have to specify the column names, right? So generally you see in the programming you have data type first and then variable name, right? In this way you have a practice to write, let's say integer rno, right? But inside the database creation it is quite reverse way. So here I'll say rno integer, okay, then I'll say name, and instead of string you have to write varchar, okay, and inside it you have to give the size of it, means how many characters are going to be there. Integer name, if it is integer use integer, if it is let's say name then use varchar, okay, and so on, right? So like this you can use. So the same thing I'm going to use it here, right? So let's keep it the same window here as well. So create table, table name, let's I'll call it as a student. So create table student, then let's create columns inside it. So first column is roll number, so let's say rno, it is integer type, then let's say name is equal to varchar 10, then next column is let's say phone number, so phone number, let's say it is integer I'm taking, or maybe I could take a long integer, or let it be phone number, let's say integer, then city, let's say varchar, and again I'm putting size as a 10, then let's say date of joining, now it has come on new line, let's say d doj, date of joining, let's say it's of type date, then marks, okay, so marks will be in integer marks, okay. So this will be the query, and at the end you have to put semicolon and hit enter, okay. So there is a SQL error, date, I think D is capital for date, still there is error. Now let me just check why is that. Yes, here it is, varchar 10 phone int create table, table name varchar varchar 10 name phone int. Let me just remove this date for the time being, and let's just check whether we get, oh no, create table student, do I have any spelling mistake? Int mark, okay, let me just check, uh, okay, marks int, right, sorry. So marks and int, okay, marks and then int, okay, now it will be good. So no database is select again, right? So the command was okay, but actually you see I was trying to create a table, but in which database? There are at least more than 10 databases, so in which database I'm going to create this student? So for that we need to select database first, right? So before we create a database we should select database, okay. So to select database you have to use the command like this, use then db name, okay, and then you start creating the table, okay. So no database is selected, so use let's say selenium class semicolon and hit enter, database changed. Now we are in this database, and now let's hit the same command, okay, and now hit enter, query, okay, database is created, okay. So now the database is created. Now if you want to see the structure of your table, okay, to see the structure of your table, say describe, describe, desc table name, okay. So describe table name. So my table name is student. So DESC student semicolon, enter. You see, so this is the description of the table. Okay, so here you can see I have fields: roll number, name, phone, city, date of joining, then marks, and the type here is integer, varchar, date, and int. Okay, so in this way I have created the table, right? And we have seen the 5 commands up to this. Okay, so let's just have a look at the commands that we have seen till now. Show databases, it used to show the databases. Create databases, create database, we have created database. Then we choose the database where we want to create the tables. Then we have created the table, and then we have seen how the table is getting looked. What is the how structure of it? Yes, are we clear up to this? Yes, have you understood up to this? Yes, good. Now that we have created a table, let's insert some record into it. Okay, so the table structure is created like this, and you can see the table structure here as well, right? So let's add some record into it. But do we have any record inside it right now? No, we have just created the structure. The records are empty. Actually, if you want to see uh, the records the records inside the table, then you have a command like this to see the records in the table. Command is select star from table name. That's it. Select star from table name, semicolon. So let me just try this command here, and let's just see what we get. So select star from student, semicolon, empty set. It means that there is nothing inside it. We have just created the table, and we have not put anything inside it. Okay, so now let's just insert records into it. Okay, so 7th statement is to insert records in the table. There are actually 2 ways to insert the records in a table. So I'll be sharing with you one common way, and later on we will see the other ways as well. So to insert a record in a table, we write like this: insert into table name. Insert into table name, then say value. So this is just a syntax of it, value, and just put value comma separated in the same sequence. Okay, in the same sequence. If suppose this is name, then you should add name. This is roll number, you should add roll number in the same sequence. Okay, so insert into table values like this. Okay, so now let's try this. Insert into table. So this is a table, and we have to use the same sequence. So let me just insert some value. Insert into student. Insert into student. Insert into student. Let's say values, and what values I want to insert. So first is roll number, right? So roll number is in integer, so I should write like this. Let's say this is 1, roll number is 1. Then put a comma, then add another value is name. Let's say Priyanka. So as this is a varchar, you should put in into single quote, right? You can use double quotes as well, but prefer to use single quote, because the whole statement is again going to be inside a double quotes when we are when we will be doing the Java code. But so that's another part. But for the time being, just understand that when you are writing some names which is having a data type as varchar, you should use single quotes. So let's say name is Priyanka, then phone number is integer, no need to give single quote. right? Only the names or which are in string or in varchar format, you have to give the single quote. So let's say this is city, then let's say date of joining. It should be in the form of y dash dash dd, I think. Okay, so y means 2020 slash dd, and dd means let's say 7th month, and let's say 6th July. Okay, so this is let's say date of joining, and the last one is uh, marks. Okay, so let's say March 67 semicolon and hit enter, query. Okay. Okay, so the record is inserted here properly. So now let me just hit the same command, that is select star from student. Here it is. So select star from student, and now let me just see what it gives me. You see the table is represented here. So roll number, name, phone, city, date of joining, marks, right? So in this way I got the phone number. By the way, here when I've added a date should be in this format, right? So web mmdd, okay, and into the inverted comma, single inverted comma, right? So this is quite different data type, right? So unlike the other integer don't have for writing integer you don't have to write the single quote, and for varchar values you have to put a single quote. You remember this? Okay, so clear up to this, how to insert a record and how to get it the record? Yes. Okay, so let me add just few more records so that we can have some manipulation on it. Okay, so let's say I'll use the same command, insert. I'm using arrow keys, right? So let me just expand this so that everything will be in one. Okay, so let's add 2, and let me just change it to, let's say, Praful. Praful had some other. Okay, so we should not add invalid number, and Praful belongs to some another city. Okay, and let's say marks, we will write something different. Hit enter. So Praful is also inserted. You can see select from student. So Priyanka, Praful. Let me add some more student. At least 2 to 3 student. I'll add more so that we can have some manipulation on it. Let's say 3, and let's say Sandeep. Sandeep had some another number. Let's say Sandeep belonged to same city. Let's say he had some marks like 78. Okay, then let's say insert into student 4, then let's say Anil, and let's say some other city, let's say Nanded, and 79. Let's say he had joined on some other date, so 9th of the month. Let's insert a student which has some, let's say, less marks, and let's say Aryan, and this is the number, and the city is, let's say, Aurangabad. Okay, so now that I have 4 records, you should actually have at least 10 records so that you will get some good choice to do some different operations. Okay, let it be. So this is how we created a database. We created table. This is specifically table. Table is there inside the database, right? So this is database and this is table. So we have created database first, and then we have created the table. Here we have created a table student with these columns. Okay, so you can see this. So this is a table with different columns, and you have also seen that select star from student. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the different versions of this select statement. Okay, so let's just see. The next point is, actually these are commands only, but let's say different versions of select command. Okay, the first is that when you use star, okay, I have said that select star. So when you use star, all the columns are displayed. Okay, but if you just want to show any specific column, let's say one or more, then use below command. Okay, so we'll use like this. So select and here you have to specify the column name, specific column name, comma separate. Select, let's say column 1 comma column 2, whatever column you want to use. You can use one or more, column 3, and then say from table name. So this is the syntax for it. Okay, so let's try this command. Select different selective columns and then the table name. Okay, so let's try this. What I'll do is I'll just pick up the roll number, name and marks. Okay, so let me just print a roll number, name and marks. So I'll say like this: select RNO. You have to type exactly the same name. Select RNO, then name, then marks from what? Student, semicolon. You see, only those specific columns are we have got this, right? So this is one thing. Now this is the table that we have got. uh, let's suppose I don't want to call this RNO. I want to call this as let's say student ID, and I want to call this as student name, and I want to call this as a percentage. Okay, so you can do it like this. So RNO as let's say student number. Okay, let me just hit enter. Do I get yes, like this. So as is the keyword. So name, let's say as student underscore name, and marks is as percentage. Okay, so just look at this. Right, so in this way you can tweak the names of the uh, columns as well. Okay, so second thing is, so this command helps you to change the representational name. It is just a representational name. It actually does not update the table with the given name. So it just represent it with another name, right? So it just change. It helps to change the representational name of a column. Remember this. It actually does not change the name. The name of the table or name of the column is as it is. RNO name. It is just a representation, right? The representational name is just changed. Remember this. Okay, so this was another version of select command. Now we will see select command with where clause. Okay, select command with where clause. So we will be looking into different versions of the where clause. Okay, now let's suppose that I want to get all of the columns. So I'm not specifying any column, so I'm just focusing on select star from student. Okay, so select star from student, semicolon, hit enter. Okay, select star from student, hit enter, and these are the records. So now I want to get only a specific record. I want to get a record that has roll number 1. Okay, so write like this. So with where class. So the syntax is select star from student, then where, then condition. Okay, select star from student, where, condition. Okay, so let me just write select star from student and then where and condition. My condition is its roll number should be equal to 1. Okay, enter. You see, only that record is come up who has roll number is equal to 1. Now my another condition is where its name should be Anil. So name should be Anil. So name is varchar, so I should put it into the single quote. So name is Anil. You see, I got the record who has name equal to Anil. Right. Now let's say I want to print a record who has let's say roll number less than 4. Okay, so let's say I want to print the record who has roll number less than 4. You see, the roll numbers less than 4. I got the records for the roll numbers less than 4. Okay, so let's say I want to print the marks greater than 70. I want to print the records of the student marks greater than 70. So select star from student which has marks greater than 70 or greater than 70. Right, simple operators are there. So the operators are exactly where condition was missing here. So where marks is greater than 78. Okay, so there are two students having marks greater than 78. Okay, can I do some operation on date? So let's say date, let's say date less than, or I want to check who are the student those enrolled after the date 6, right? So let's say where date of joining DOJ is greater than, let's say 2020 dash 07 dash 06. Okay, so these are the students who joined after the 6th July. Okay, so in this way we use the where class, right? So let me just copy it and paste it into the notepad where it is. So where class, yes, so where class is started here. Okay, so copy this and put it here. Okay, so yes, have you got this, the where clauses? Yes, I'll be sharing this notepad file with you. Yes, fine then. Actually, there are a few more commands that we should learn from SQL. I just want you to have a complete and good and better way in-depth understanding of MySQL. So I'll be dedicating one more session tomorrow on SQL, and then we will learn JDBC. Because you see, if you have a quite proper knowledge of SQL, then completing the JDBC is just a matter of half an hour. Right? I can complete that even in 20 minutes as well. Right? But I want you to understand the MySQL very well, because this has a direct impact in the automation, right? Because there we are going to do the database testing. Fine. At least basic commands you should be very much clear with, right? So today we will stop here, and today I want you to do the practice on this. I'll be sharing this document, all the commands with you, and you please install MySQL and just let me know if you have any issue while installing, right? So I'll be sharing with you the direct setup files as well. It is older version but quite a better one. And if your operating system is latest or 64-bit, there will be no issue while installing it. And let me just share that with you. So let me just stop recording.